Hello everyone, welcome to Opportune. My name is Eva, and in today's video we're going to create another Power BI dashboard. I'm going to show you how to come up with this informative dashboard that has all these insights. We are going to create visuals, we are going to learn how to analyze them, and you're going to learn how to use financial data to make well data driven decisions. Stick around and let's learn. And you're going to have a look at the dataset that we are working with today. So first of all, we are looking at the objectives that the owner of this dataset has given us. So what they want to achieve out of this financial analysis is to understand the sales trends. They would also want to increase the revenue. Another objective they have is to identify which product to invest in and also to understand the customer. And from these objectives, there are a few metrics I would like to underline here, among others. And the first one is sales over time. This will help us understand the sales trend. The total revenue for the period will give us an idea of how the company has been performing. We also have the total orders made, the average order quantity, and all these are drivers of the revenue that they want to increase so they can give themselves the targets over time. And then we have the top 5 products. And from this metric, the client is going to identify which product to invest in and to give more attention. We also look at the average duration taken to deliver. It may not be a must have, but it is very important. The region making most orders will help them identify where the customers are coming from. And from this, we are going to add more metrics as we go by. The first thing that we're going to insist on as financial analysts is understanding the data that you're working with. Let's look at what we have here, and it's very good to take your time and understand the data you're going to be working with. We have the order number, which is a unique identifier of the order. Is the order date and the ship date, the customer name index, the channel of which they made that order, the currency code, warehouse code, delivery region index, product description index, order quantity, unit price, total unit cost, and lastly, the total revenue. This is what we have from the first table. If we look at the other tables, you'll see that this one has only 2 columns, which is the customer index and their names. And from this, we can easily get which customer made most of the orders here by using this column, which is also in this table. Then we have the region and we have the index of the region. So what I'm trying to say is, do you have the delivery region index? Yes, we have it here. That is also going to help us understand where the customers or where the most orders are coming from. Then we have the products. There's a product 1 to product 20. And from this, we'll get to know which product is being ordered more and which one is being ordered less. Since we have this data ready, we are going to import it to Power BI, and we are going to use that tool to analyze our data. Once you have Power BI running, we're going to import the dataset from Excel. I'm going to pick this. I'm going to link this dataset down on the description box so that you can easily access it. We can see our tables here. We have the customer table, products, region, and sales order. So this is what we are going to be using. Then I'm gonna load this. All our tables are now imported and ready for us to use for data visualization. First thing we're going to look at the data model. And let's go back to the model view and see how all these tables relate to each other. So Power BI has the intelligence to detect any relationships from our table, and as you can see, here's the flat table that we have, and from the customers table we have a one-to-many relationship to the flat table here, which is the sales order, and it has automatically detected the customer name index. So we're also going to create relationships. So I don't want this. Yes, I'm sure. And then we have the index here. Give it a minute. And then from this table, just put it down. Product description index, and then there is index. Bring this one there. So product 7, product index, save. And that is the kind of relationship I want to create. This is one-to-many relationship. Then from this table, I'd like to create a relationship with the index from the regions, and from our sales order, there is the we have a channel column 14, 15, 16 current. Good. So let's go back. We will need to transform this data and see what we have in column 15, column 16. Let's have a look. This is what we're getting as column 15, column 16. So we'll need to remove this column, remove this one, remove 16, then close and apply. And we want to see those updates being made here. Okay, now since we have that, we can see the delivery region index, and we can see the index here. So we're going to create a one-to-many relationship. The index from the regions table is a foreign key in the sales order table as delivery region index. So I'm going to save that change or update. And there we have it. Now that our data model is as we'd like it to be, as we would want it to be, we're going to go back to the report view. And from here now we can start making the analysis using the metrics that we went through earlier. First of all, let's start designing our dashboard, and we'll start with the background and we'll come building it as we go. Since we need a very presentable dashboard, we are going to use our different colors, and one of the sites that we'll be using in this lesson is the AI colors. You can come here and look at the sample of colors that they have blended together, and pick one that is very visually appealing, and one that is going to be applicable for whatever you're going to be visualizing. And in this case, I'm just going to pick a color palette that is very simple. It's a combination of these greens, the dark sage green, and you can see call this what, hexadecimals. The representation of these colors in hexadecimal, and you can see all these are the codes that we'll be using to pick these colors in our dashboard. So for the background, I'll choose this. That is pound 8FB C8F. So we'll pick the wallpaper, same more color. See, there we go. So that's the color we are going to be using for the background. And then let's go ahead and use the different metrics and measures for this dashboard. So we're going to go back just a little bit to the objectives for this project and what is required of us, the requirement. So for this sales over time, let me just hold that until the end or near the end of this presentation, because I'd like to have the sales trend at the bottom. We'll start with some of these other metrics, and then we'll have the sales over time at the bottom of this dashboard. I find it very good when you have the sales over time with good space at the bottom. It's a good visual. So we'll start by showing the total revenue for the period. And we use a card for this. We will have a card to display this, and even before that, let's start with our header here. So we're going to come up with the title of this presentation. And since we do not have the company name, we're just going to call it the sales analysis presentation. I like using Tahoma. Since we have 20, I'm just going to call the company 20 product sales analysis. That is the company name I'm going to give it, 20 product sales analysis. Sales analysis dashboard. Just came up with the company name. It's called 20 products. And this company would like us to give them an analysis of their sales, how they've been performing, and so on. So you have that at the middle. And then we're going to put some effects here. Going to make it 100% transparent. And then you're going to have a visual border on. Let's give it a gray color. So I would like to say all dashboards should be visually appealing, because at the end of the day, after looking at oh, we did put the width. Just after looking at Excel and so much data that you're not able to make sense out of, you should ensure that you're giving a very visually appealing presentation and also one that makes sense. So let's display the other metrics here. So from the sales table, this is the flat table. It contains almost all of the information that we need. This is where we'll be pulling most of the data. We want total revenue. You're going to give it a minute. So this is going to calculate the sum of total revenue. And as you can see, when I click this drop down here, we can get other metrics like the average revenue, the minimum, the maximum, the count distance, but we don't want those one. We want to see the total revenue for the entire period. And this is how much revenue the 20 product company has been able to generate over that period of time, the period that we are working with. So we're going to leave this card here. We're just going to make a few changes. Let's first go to category label and remove that and give it a title of total revenue. You're going to edit this just a little, the total revenue, increase the font a little. Gonna make it bold. And from this, As you can see, that metric is well visualized. This company can see how much revenue they generated for that period. And I'm going to blend this with a different color. So we'll put, we'll have just a black background from this with a green font. So let's see how this is represented. We want to use this. This is pound 2D 2D 2D. So come here and then we choose the formatting, general effects, background color, more colors. Pound 2D. Okay, and then we're going to the title, and for the text color we'll have a different green, a different shade altogether. This meant, okay, it's pound C6FF A6. C6FA6. C6FA6. Okay, that's fine. And I'm also going to have it on the callout value. And both of these texts are going to be at the middle. I think that's okay. The sharp edges, it's just a personal preference. I don't like sharp edges. Gonna turn it on, give it a 2% rounded corner. That's okay. So I'm going to use the same card for the other metrics that we're using a card. Now, from the objectives, what are the other metrics? We want to know the total orders made, average order quantity. So let's pick those ones first. So this is going to be the total orders made. Total orders. And from that, I remove this and put the order quantity. And then I'm also want to know the average order quantity. On average, how much a customer order quantity. So this one I may not center it, and let me just put it on the right. So I'm going to go back here, and instead of having this, I'll come to order quantity, then put sorry, order 6. And then I can give an additional metric here of average unit price. What is the average unit price of one product? Average unit price. Average unit price. So far, all this information is important, but there's a way we'd like to be able to visualize this product. I'd like this client to know that they can see the annual performance of all these metrics, the revenue performance per year, the orders per year, the average order quantity, and see whether there are any changes that have happened during those years. So I'm going to give him the ability to filter this information per year, and I'm going to introduce a slicer so that we can give the user of this report ability to filter their data per year and see how the sales have been performing, how the orders have been performing, and all these other metrics, how they have been performing annually. So bring in the slicer, and the slicer is going to have the date. And from this, I want just to see the dates now, not all these other periods in between. So in here, I'm going to click this drop down, and we'll have the date hierarchy, and I'll remove the day, the month, the quarter, and we'll only have the year. And I'm going to format this further and have the drop down. We just have this small slicer. There, such that I can just pick 2017, and I'll see how 2017 performed. You can see our revenue in 2017. You can see this in 2018 and how they have performed in 2019. So you can see the revenue has been going up, then it's down. So from here we can set the next year's target and see how well the revenue will perform, how the orders will perform, and all these other metrics. We will format this slicer and have the colors as the other metrics on this dashboard. So let's put the title is not going to change. We're just going to have the background color as black. and then the header, we change that to the same as the rest. In terms of font, we'll have the Tahama. Then the color, we have this green. Then we'll go to the values, the slicer setting. Let's see, values, it's here. Then we're going to put the same color. Oh, we need to change that drop down a drop down color to green. Background was black. Yes. Then as you can see now, it rhymes the rest. So your work as a financial analyst is to give information that can easily be used by the client or the company that you're working with. So from this, just from this, I can say that there's so much insight that is drawn from this specific data that you have analyzed so far. And this is the value that you're going to bring as a data analyst or a financial analyst of any company. The value of your analysis, the value that you derive from the data you've been given by the company. That's what that is going to make a huge difference. So let's go ahead and look at the other things. We want to know the top five the top five performing products, and we're going to have a bar chart for this, and this is going to analyze how the revenue of the products have been performing for the 2 years, three actually. So let's look at the product description. We're going to have this on the y-axis, and then we're going to have the revenue. Okay, let me see. Let's go to products table, and you have the product name, and then we're going to have the revenue that is generated from these products. Yes. So we can see how these products have been performing. You can see for all the years, product 7 tops, and product 9 is at the bottom, and so on for all the 20 products. So what you're going to do, we just want the top 5. So we're going to filtering top N. So with this, as you can see, we have the top 5 products. Filter this by the sum of total revenue, and we can go ahead and check whether we have the same 2017. As you can see, product 7 is really performing well, but how well is it performing if we cannot see the volumes that we are selling in each year? We're going to have some of these data labels displayed here, and let's start by formatting. On the x-axis we have that. We're going to have start with the background so that we can go seeing other colors. So let's interchange the greens and have let me just call it mint green at the background, and then the black with the bars and everything. So that's how we're going to build that. The effects, we're going to background color and have that mint greenish at the background. Then we're going to have the title, the total revenue by product in black, which is okay, but I'll change this to Tahoma. And then from there, I think we're just going to give this X, this is the Y axis, and you have the values. Let's have them in black. And then I'm going to turn off the title. Let's collapse this. And we go to the X-axis. Then the values are on. We're also going to have them in black. And you turn off the title. And this is going to be Tahoma. Same to the X-axis. I don't think I applied that. So values. Going to be Tahoma. And then from there, we just want to see the data labels for this for the products. So let's go to data labels and turn them on. And we're going to have, this is 8.7 million. I think it's just a good number to display. Well, it's just that you're going to put it at the end, which is okay. Let's have this the values in black in the same font. Black. And then the last thing that I'm going to edit is the bars, and I will change this color to black. Okay, so let's collapse this and have a look at what you're working with here. Yeah, so this product has hit 8 million for the year 2017. 2018 it was at 9 million, and 2019 8.4. So we can go set the target much higher and see how we can boost the product, the sales of product 7. Since it's performing very well, we want to keep it going and maybe hit 10 million and above. So that's a very good insight for this specific analysis. Let's go ahead and see the other metrics that we have. The other metric that you're going to look at is the region that is making most orders. And for this, I'm also going to use another bar chart here. And I'm going to put it next to this. And we're going to do the same as this one. So actually, I'll just delete and then copy and paste this. Copy, visual, and paste it. And bring it right there. But in this case now, I'm not going to use the product name. I'm going to use the, let's close this. I'm going to regions and then have the city. Yeah. As you can see, we have the Christchurch, Hamilton, Waitakere, okay, Napier, Manukau, in that order. So we'll have a filter and get the top 5 by sum of revenue. So let me see, top 5, top N filter. Okay, product name. I'll cancel this. Come here, top N, the top 5 regions by the total revenue, then apply. And we can see how these have been performing. Then let's come and say we'll change the title. This is the total revenue by city. So you can see which city has been purchasing much or ordering much from this company. We see this city are in all the years they are performing very well. So they this company might decide to have maybe a warehouse here, a whole supply center in these cities. Okay. So the last thing that I'm going to visualize for this specific analysis is the sales trend for the 5 years, and that is best will be best visualized using a line chart. I'm going to have the line chart at the bottom, and the line chart is going to show us the sales trend. So let's have the order date on the x-axis. Then we'll have the total revenue on the y-axis. So you can see how the sales have been so far. And we can look at what has been happening in all these deep down trends, and what has been driving the sales up. And this can be very good points of focus as we look at the how many quantities have been ordered for this period, how many what was the cost of goods, cost of processing this or of manufacturing this specific product, how has it affected the sales, how has it affected the price, and all these things that uh, drive the cost of goods sold. We can have a look at this and then understand the trend and be able to predict how the other months are going to perform. So speaking of predicting, we can come up with a small prediction for this, and we'll get it here. And we'll have a forecast for this sale, and let me turn it on. And according to all the information that is fed into Power BI, it's predicting an upward trend of the sales, but nothing about the previous high. This is if all things are kept constant, then Power BI predicts that these sales might go up, and you can see how the sales look like. Now let me just format this line chart a bit, and then we can come back and have a look at all this. So we'll go to the background. I'm intending to keep it white. I don't want to change the color. So this is the total revenue. This revenue trend. Three years. And then just a few things. I'll change the color of the line. It's going to be solid, and then the color will be that mint green. Let's paint this mint greenish. Okay. It's a bit light. So let me just have it in black. And then we can change the, or we'll do this, we'll take it back to this. That's better. And then we can just have a look at the other formattings and maybe standardize the format of the font. We can turn the title off. And on the y-axis, let's have the values also in Tahoma. Turn off the title too. I'd like to see the grid lines well for this. Just go to grid lines and increase the transparency a bit. Yes, that is okay. Now let's see whether we have achieved some of the objectives that we were given by this company and what they wanted to understand. So the first thing, they wanted to understand the sales trend, and we have visualized that very well using that line chart at the bottom. They also wanted to increase revenue, and we can see that this can be achieved by delving deeper into the products, the top 5 products that we have seen they are performing well in the market right now for over 3 years, and see how we can market them more, how the customers can get to know more and more about them. We can also target the locations where we're selling more, and give incentives, boost sales there, and this will also bring an increase in the revenue. They also wanted to identify which products to invest in, and as you can see, we have the products that they can highly invest in. Also, the bottom products that are not performing well, we will have a look at that. Let's see. Bottom 5 apply. So by also looking at the bottom 5 products, we can try to find out why are they not performing as we would like to see whether we can boost the sales. And by boosting the sales, by increasing the number of orders that are being made, by maybe introducing discounts, by introducing giveaways, all these offers will boost the revenue and maybe rebrand them, which will make us sell more of the bottom 5 products. And then the other objective that we received is to understand the customer. And from this, just this, we've understood where our customer is coming from, where the most orders, where the most of our customers are located. And we can use that information for the benefit of the company to increase the total orders in that customer's region and also to increase the to boost the revenues and reach the customer more. There's so many other things you can get from this data. Maybe you could have chosen to understand the name of the customers or top 5 names of the customers who are buying more or the customers who are ordering more quantities, their home address, and so much more information. There's so much information you can derive from just this data and present it to the company so that they can be able to make more informed decision. For now, this is what we are going to work with, but stick around to my channel. We'll be delving more and more into financial data analysis and give you information on how to analyze the data that you've been given by a company or by a client and inform them to make well informed decisions and draw very valuable insight from your data. This has been a good session. I hope you have enjoyed analyzing this data and I hope you'll check out more videos that are coming up and the ones you have already uploaded on this channel.